the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Friends, family, community, people watching out for each other, people watching out for customers, looking out for the best in everyone. And it's not hard to find the best in everyone when everybody's doing it. Employees, their value and what they mean to us here at Barber Ford, the fact that they would invest that much of their life and their time in Barber Ford just goes to show how much they're engaged in not only what we do, but why we do it. Our core values, our community impact, our community involvement.
In 2016, we were contacted by Barber Ford to find out how they could better support members in our community through the American Cancer Society and through a one-of-a-kind give back program. We have been honored to receive the largest gift that anyone has ever donated to the American Cancer Society from Barber Ford.
Kids Food Basket is a community-based organization that is committed to attacking childhood hunger. We are so grateful for the support of Barber Ford in helping us to attack childhood hunger. They have been an amazing partner, helping by providing food donations, financial donations, and importantly also time. Barber Ford employees come and spend time to help us prepare the meals that we give these children for the nourishment that they need.
Giving back to different organizations throughout the community, it's something where it means a lot to us when we see employees that we work with every day go to the next level as far as their giving back. It's not just about the dealership, but it's about the employees giving back as well. We like, as a dealership, that's one of our core values as far as responsible financial success and giving back, but we can't do that unless the employees have bought into that 100%. And when they see that they're giving back, it's a great feeling. Everybody comes back and it's all different departments and it's everybody doing it together, so they have fun, but they're leaving an impact somewhere, and that's really neat to see.
The state of Iowa, the Hawkeye State, is known for its corn, for American ethanol, and tonight the Dreamer Racing Series. We trek to the virtual Iowa Speedway on iRacing here in Newton, Iowa for round 2 of the DRS Pro Series for 150 laps around the 7/8 mile short track here tonight. It's going to be myself, Corey Silva, and Brandon Krutz giving you the calls here from Iowa Speedway, and of course in the Camping World Truck Series Series here tonight. Well, what am I talking about? The Gander Outdoors Truck Series machines to get myself updated on the sponsors. Want to give a shout out to Trek Cams for Gorbays and Fame Motorsports for helping to bring this broadcast to you. So again, Brandon, here we are tonight on PTR TV, on YouTube, and on Facebook for the Dreamer Racing Series at the short track in Iowa. We know how short track racing is. It could be timbers, it could be side by side, it could be just about everything here at Iowa.
Yeah, absolutely, Corey. And here at Iowa, obviously, some good multi-groove racing we're going to see here tonight. And I don't expect any less action than we would any other division here.
Yeah, Iowa Speedway, I mean, in a sense, from a racer's perspective, it's really just about the perfect place you can go to. It's not too small, but it's not a speedway. Aerodynamics is important, but it's not, the penultimate effect here. So you really get just everything that you could possibly ask for out of an oval race here in this condensed little facility here. And it does present quite the challenges, as we will find out, but we do want to give you guys, as this is round number 2, we want to give you a vision of the point standings here and let you know what has occurred after race number 1. And while this is a team-oriented league, we're going to give you the team standings first. This is the most important part of the Dreamer Racing Series, is the team standings. So after one race at Daytona, Glove Box Racing has a 1-point lead over SMS Racing, DRS Express Motorsports third, Moats Auto Exchange and DRS Barber Ford in fifth. Teams are very well pronounced with the with the paint schemes you will see on the trucks here tonight, and the top 2 finishers from each team are what collects the team standings. And of course, driver standings are tallied as well, and we'll put those on the screen. Tyler Justice, he was the winner last week, therefore top of the board for him after the one race here at Daytona. Jimmy Mullis, peak driver, I don't see him present here tonight, but he had a second place at Daytona last week. Gabriel Wood, Ryan Campbell, and Brandon Holder, top 5, Brandon. But like I said, that is where we sit after one race. But one thing to note about what we are going to have tonight is you can look at the sky. The sun is starting to go down, so looks like we are going to finish tonight's race under the lights here at Iowa.
Yeah, I do expect these lights to come on and the temperatures to cool down, and that, Corey, gonna be able provide these guys a little bit of extra speed, a little bit of extra horsepower as these machines speed up just a little bit.
Yeah, well, the cooler track temps will create the sparks. It'll also create the faster speeds, and we'll get to see those over the course of time. But what we do need to do right now, these drivers are getting themselves set up on the grid, so we got to give you the starting lineup here from the Iowa Speedway. On the pole here tonight with a lap time of 21.471 seconds in his Chevy Silverado is Robbie Audi. Congratulations to him on that lap. Devin Morgan on the outside of the front row. In third, we have Gabriel Wood. In fourth, we have Grant Brown. Rolling off in the fifth spot, Ryan Matthews. Then we have Jake Matheson in sixth, Doug Lemons in seventh, and Adam Jocelyn in eighth.
Starting in that 9th position is going to be Paris Nelson, Cody Brinson starting in 10th, Tyler King 11th, Mark Love 12th, 13th is Rob Sluter, starting in 14th is Alex Bailey, Tyler Justice starting in 15th, and Blake Neer starting 16th.
And 17th is Doc Stout, 18th is Frank Morales, and the 19th spot, Brandon Holder and Brad Neer in 20th. Brent Keith in 21st, Ryan Campbell in 22nd, John Houston, Ryan Blanchard, and just riding at the field, Dustin Slider, shotgun on the field in the 25th position.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's your starting grid here from the Iowa Speedway, and getting ready for 150 laps of racing action with these action-packed trucks. And Corey, I couldn't think of a better vehicle to bring to this track.
Nope, I mean, we only see 2 of the 3 top-tier NASCAR divisions visit the Iowa Speedway. Why the third one doesn't is, well, it's kind of been announced to all of us, I believe, at this point, but these guys will put on quite the show. The trucks will put on quite the show as quickly to assess the weather conditions here at Iowa. It's about 70 degrees in the air, 70 degrees on the track, with about a 12-mile-an-hour wind, sunny skies, which will soon be turning into night skies as the night does progress. And the race analysis here tonight, of course, open setups in this league, and these teams working hard to create the best chassis they can for their trucks. We'll see who is faring the best. We obviously see who is the best in qualifying, but we'll see how it is. Fuel, I'd say, is about 80 laps. Tires, I think these guys, if it goes green, they're going to want to pit around 60 to 70 for tires. And of course, we talked about the team focus of the league. We cannot tout that enough.
Absolutely, and these guys getting 1 to green at the stand this time around. It's going to be Robbie Oddie leading these guys to the green.
Brandon, very quickly, I think you have your Fame keys to the race.
I do. Fame Motorsports keys to the race. First of all, keep it clean. You really want to keep the nose of your truck clean, stay in the thing. Save your tires. You got to be easy on the throttle, easy in, easy out. Save those tires for late in the race. And find your groove. Multi-groove racing, you really got to find the line that works best for your driving style.
That is the keys to the race presented by Fame, and these drivers will have to keep those thoughts in mind as 150 laps is in their future, and that pace car will take its left-hand turn off of the circuit. We will wait for the flagman to put the green flag in the air. Robbie Oddie is waiting. The anticipation builds. Here we are, round 2 underway. We're racing at Iowa.
Green flag in the air on the field, going down at a corner number 1. Now it's going to be that 44 Audi leading the field around now at a corner number 2. The top 3 start to get in line. A little bit of a battle for third back there. Clean and green so far going into 3.
That's Gabe Wood in the 00. He is to the inside. Grant Brown in the number 95 machine. Try to take a look at the leader. Spun. Robbie Oddie spins off of 4. We're under yellow. Pole sitter falls to the back of the pack. What happened there?
Coming around to take lap 1 at that time by that 44 machine. Not having a good start to this event. He's going to go around and looks like all by himself off of corner number 4.
Yeah, we're going on board with him right now. Robbie Oddie in that number 44 TI racing machine started right on the front of the field. He's just coming through 4, and it was right on that transition, Brandon. I mean, we talked about the multi-groups here at Iowa. We didn't talk about the progressive banking that this track does entail, and there is more banking on the top than on the bottom, and each groove has its own seam, which is of a different banking. So if you hit that seam wrong, it can de-wedge the truck, which de-wedging the truck basically just it creates an imbalance, and it can whip the thing around. It seems to be what happened to Audi.
Well, he kept the nose of his truck clean, and I'd expect to see him back up front before the end of this event. He's still going to have 150-some laps to get it done. So,
yeah, I mean, with the skill level in this league, the starting basically, I mean, he didn't even get the lap led, so he's going to be 18th right now. He's on pit road along with looks like about 8 or so other drivers. So top 17 did stay out. Obviously, we didn't even run a complete lap, but again, that's just a very unexpected start to the event. I mean, maybe the pre-race jitters or just not quite in the rhythm yet, obviously, but it is going to give Devin Morgan in the 112 machine. He is going to have possession of the lead here as we are behind the pace car very early in this race. Devin Morgan in the DRS Barber Ford. Gabe Wood with a second place finish last week for SMS at Daytona. Actually, second or third, I can't quite remember. No, it was third, rather, at Daytona. He is second right now. Grant Brown, Ryan Matthews, and Jake Matheson is your new top 5.
So, Corey, we saw what happened to the leader. Obviously, he showed really good speed through practice and qualifying. We saw what happened to him. Is that going to kind of be an early heads up to these guys? Be careful on entry, especially out of turn number 4.
Yeah, turn 4, I mean, in all honesty, Brandon, I expect usually the problems to be off quarter number 2. Turn 4, I've personally, and this is a track that I've been pretty comfortable at in my time on iRacing, I've never really had too many problems there, but again, these guys on fresh tires, kind of running a different groove. I think with the fresh tires, the grip, you will be on the bottom, but at least from what I remember, usually in Iowa, once the tires start to wear, you're going to see these guys right up against the fence in 3 and 4, and kind of middle low in 1 and 2. That's usually the groove, but obviously, as I said, with the grip, they were running right on the bottom of the track. We'll see if that continues to be the case as we are on 1 to go.
Drivers getting the 1 to green signal at the flag stand once again. It's going to be Devin Morgan and Gabe Wood leading these guys to the green flag this time by our first attempt at a restart on lap 5, coming to lap 6. See how these guys roll this time around on the restart.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get them going for a little bit longer this time. See if everyone maybe tones back, sees what happens to Audi, and tries to make sure that it doesn't happen to them. And let's get this race underway for the second time tonight. Pace car back into pit road. Devin Morgan in control of the field, and he's going to waste no time. He's on the loud pedal first moment. Green flag back in the air.
Morgan caught the outside sleeping that time by. He gets an amazing jump on that restart that time by. It's going to be a battle for second now, possibly a 3 or 4-way battle for that second position. 4 trucks under a blanket down at a 3.
Yeah, that's Brown. Oh, what is around?
Double zero, Gabe Wood.
He saved it.
Oh, contact to the rear of that truck and more. That's going to be some suspension damage there.
Well, he saved it, and then, well, he didn't save it, but I think that was just because he was up front, and obviously behind him the whole field had to come through, and naturally didn't work. You can see the 21 pushing the 95 backs off, and the 95 just washed up in the second lane, got into Wood. Wood saved it, but this
it just didn't quite stick that time.
Well, it was as
down
he got
at the bottom.
It was as he got through the rest of the field getting by. I think some people either didn't get the cue or just weren't able to get to the bottom of the track off of 4, and that is what caused the ultimate damage there. But again, as you said, Brandon, as I said too, it just couldn't hold the bottom. Could that truck to the inside pushed up into Wood, and it is harder. That is kind of why I talked about the outside lane. It does come into play, especially here at Iowa. There's more banking up there. Where there's more banking, you can hold the truck easier. So down on that flat on the inside, it works on fresh tires, but it's not easy to hold it down there.
So, second caution of the evening. Lap 8 thus far, and
do have some drivers on pit road.
We do.
Let's see, Blanchard, Slider, Houston, Neer, Campbell, and company. So, again,
I have to say, it does not come as a surprise to see some of the guys that were running towards the back on pit road coming down to get some fresh rubber and see what they can do when the restart happens.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, obviously, kind of the adage I used to say is we haven't even wore the stickers off the tires yet. But in many circumstances, much to my surprise, 2 to 3 laps on tires, you may not think that it would do anything. You may not think it should do anything, but a lot of times, Brandon, 2 or 3 laps on tires is a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially the aggressiveness off of a restart. You know, most people look at it as, you know, you scuff the tires. If you're running towards the back, you want the freshest rubber you can get, and honestly, it could most certainly make a difference. That fresh rubber, cool rubber, and gain a little bit of extra traction. Try to gain any positions you can off the restart.
Yep, that is the most important and the easiest time to gain momentum and gain track position is when everyone is wadded together. Once it does separate, your endeavors are going to be a lot more difficult. So get them while they're right there and see where that puts you later into the run. But we're going to try this for a third time here tonight. It's still going to be Morgan leading them down. It's going to be the 51 to the outside. Brandon, get him going this time.
Well.
What? Well, Corey, really wanted to see a restart that lap.
Yeah, I was going to say as well, we still got one more pace lap around. Corey, how many times have we been broadcast together?
And
you've done that just this year.
Carry the 6, maybe the 2, a lot of times. All right, let's take 2. So, it's still going to be the 112 of Morgan leading him down. 51 to the outside. We're coming off corner number 2 here. The pace car will soon take the left-hand turn into pit lane. And, well, Brandon, we're going to try this again for a 3rd time here tonight. See if we can get these guys going to take lap number 12 as the pace car does head down the back straightaway. Let's get ready for a restart. Take it away.
Well, this time we're going to be able to see some green flag action. Morgan leading the field to the green once again. And see if he can get as good of a jump on this one as he did the last one here. 51 to his outside of the iRacing official pace car. Ducks down into pit road. Green flag is back in the air. Your leaders are even.
Yep, Morgan did not get the jump on Matthews. Matthews was ready for that restart, so he's going to fall into line behind him, and we'll see what's going on in the Hornet's Nest behind them. They're side by side from about 4th on back. The 95 and the 21, Brandt and Matheson will clear. Brinson in 5th right now, and the 98 has cleared the 70 of Doug Lemons. So it looks like we are kind of getting ourselves settled out. Battle actually for the 3rd spot.
Side by side, going down at a corner number 2 this time by, it's going to be Grant Brown up on the high side. That's the 21 machine of Mason down low. Coming up, he's going to slide down into the 3rd position that time by.
Yeah, that's Jake Mattson in the number 21 machine for TI Racing. He is trying to hold off that number 95, who has some connectivity issues, does Grant Brown, and I think that's going to pull him back in line and just kind of wait to see. Hopefully if that situation fizzles out, which it is not at the moment. That is going to be precarious for the drivers around him. Doug Lemons is going to have to battle that situation. Doug Lemons in the number 70 machine. He is going to look to the inside of the track. Not going to happen. He will fall back in line. And we'll go back further in the field, see what's going on. And it does look like everyone is kind of fizzling out. 43 in the wall. That's Mark Love off of 2. He has the 99 of Ryan Blanchard behind him. Blanchard to the inside as well as Adam Jocelyn. But looks like they will continue just fine.
Yeah, everybody so far staying green flag. Couple of battles here and there that I see. It looks like mostly everything in the top 3 is steadied out. Positions 2 and 3 rather, still slightly close. Other than that, it's going to go back to about the 6th position.
Yeah, we do have Cody Brinson in the 98 in that number 74 machine of Perry Snelson. They are duking it out. Well, for the time being, they were duking it out. Now it's going to be the 14 machine of Blake Neer in that SMS machine to the inside.
Boy.
Got tight to the inside. 74 Snelson had to just barely avoid the wall. Snelson in the DRS Express machine just barely avoided the wall, and Blake Neer will have to find an alternate way to get by.
Yeah, so another close call there. That's one thing that these guys at the bottom have to watch out for is the slightest bit of grip loss really sends the truck up the hill, and if you got somebody to your outside, it's not good news.
No, it is not, and that's where you're going to start seeing the guys change lines. Again, they're still right on the bottom in 1 and 2. That's what I expect. I expected them to be in the bottom in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4, they're still right there on the bottom, so the grip must still be prevalent. The tires must still be doing what they need to do, or just things have changed here, and I'm just not aware of it. We'll see if what indeed is the case, but up front, Devin Morgan, he is setting sail about 3/4 of a second up over Ryan Matthews. So obviously that number 112 machine is set up pretty well right now. The DRS of Barber Ford of Devin Morgan. He's let's see on the lap tracker what these guys are turning right now. We got a 22:37 to a 22:43 in second. So definitely pulling the number 51 of Matthews, but I'll tell you that number 21 of Matheson actually a tick faster than your leader last time by.
Yeah, little by little, slowly starting to gain, I do believe, Corey, and it's going to be the biggest thing. Is anybody out there burning their stuff up too early?
I mean, that's always a concern, but I mean, you have to just kind of approach the race. You have to take a guess at what you feel the race is going to do. If you feel the race is going to be more yellow flag oriented, you kind of have to go more aggressive because you know you're going to have a lot of pit stops. But if you feel as though the race is going to kind of have a green flag flip, that's where you have to kind of settle back and just really prep for the long haul, as we do have a lot of side-by-side racing. About 8th through about 13th position. That's Tyler King in the 02, the 96 machine of Adam Jocelyn. Just in front of that, Perry Snelson and Robbie Audie. Remember, Robbie Audie, your pole sitter, spun on lap 1. He's already back in the top 10. He's trying to get in the back door of the top 5 right now.
Yeah, and that 44 machine is coming quick now. He's already up to the 7th position now looking on 6.
Yeah, he's trying to get underneath Grant Brown in that number 95 machine. Robbie Audie, obviously, that lap 1 jitter is already behind him. He is just absolutely mutilating this field, just within inches of Grant Brown, trying to get by to the inside. He is going to sail it on in there to the inside of the racetrack. He's going to clear up to 6th. He does have 4 seconds separating him and the leader, but some excellent progress made by the 44.
Absolutely it is, and that 44 so far is on rails, Corey, and look for him to get back up to the top 5 very soon.
Now, Brett, I know you weren't with us last week here, as Audie kind of the first one to trek up to the Larson line off of 3 and 4, and you can see the run that it did give him on corner exit, so we'll see if that does continue to be the case with other drivers trekking up there, as we do have the 21 and the 51. Matthews and Matheson going to be duking at it. 21's going to sail it on in there. The 51's going to run that 3rd lane. 21, I don't think it's going to stick for him down there. No, it's not. The top does seem to be working in 3 and 4. But as I was saying, Brandon, you weren't with us last week, but again, this is a day-to-night race. 51 in the wall. He's going to lose a spot to the 21 and nearly lose it to the 70. I'll try to get my point out eventually.
I was waiting for it.
So this is, as I've been trying to say, this is an open setup league, Brandon. So remember, these guys are tuning their chassis, tuning the tire pressures, wedge, what have you. This is a day-to-night race, so these trucks will start changing the handling over the course of the night, as the 112 hit the wall and 1 and 2 running the Larson line. Opens the door for the 21 of Matheson to the inside. Paddle for the lead.
The battle for the lead now is 21 right up towards the back bumper to that 112 machine, and well, he's going to run a little bit lower that time by, and nevertheless, that 21 machine, here he comes. Matheson getting closer.
Now the thing with Iowa in 1 and 2 particularly, 3 and 4 is rather smooth, but 1 and 2 is very, very bumpy as another look to the inside for Matheson. 1 and 2 is very bumpy, especially up the track. So if you get to that 2nd and a half, 3rd lane, it really just, you lose control. The truck sends you up the track. I think that's what happened to the 112 that lap. I think he now knows better than to try that approach once again. So he's going to keep it a little bit lower at 1 and 2, as I think that's Gabe Wood going a lap down, and yet another time after his incident earlier in the race. But again, now we see that 21 machine, and just he's trying, and it's also bringing in the 3rd place machine of Ryan Matthews. Not too far behind that is Doug Lemons. He is within a second of your leader, so it does look like that 112 may have shot out of a cannon a little bit too quickly, and it may be kind of starting to pay the price for him.
Well, Matthews is loving what he's seen in front of him. These guys kind of battling it out a little bit. It's allowed him to reel these guys in closer and closer, and I do believe you're right. That 112 of Morgan, I think he burned up his stuff too quickly, as he's going to slide up in front of the 21 machine side by side going into corner number 1.
Yeah, Matthews is going to have the preferred groove in 1 and 2. He's going to be able to send it on in there. He's going to pull off the slider. He's going to get right in front. Morgan's going to pull right to the back bumper. He's going to look to the inside. Crossover move. He's going to pull the slider off. Is he going to slide up the track? Is he going to cut the nose off? Yes, he is. Crossover move number 3 on the docket. Here he comes to the inside. 21. We're playing back and forth.
Slide job, that's the word, the key word right now.
Whoa!
And now the crossover once again. Where's the 51 gonna go? There's nowhere for him to go in this mess.
Here he goes, sends it off to the inside. Slider number 4 on the day. Here comes crossover number 4. These guys are just going back and forth and can't decide who wants to do what, can't decide who's going to run where. And he's going to pull right back in line is the 112. He may have to concede the position this time. 21 goes through the bumps, loses the momentum, washes up the track. 112 is going to have yet another chance.
Oh boy, side by side once again, down to the bottom goes Morgan now, gonna slide back up in front, a huge run coming from that 21 machine now.
Again, are we at Eldora right now, Brandon?
Last time I checked my map, I don't think so, but
we're not that
with this
far
racing,
off.
I don't know.
We're not that far off geographically, but with these sliders, you'd think we are, and it puts Ryan Matthews in the 51. He's just waiting to find out what to do. He doesn't know who's going to persevere. He doesn't know what's going to go on. 21, every time I feel like he's in the right position, he wasn't able to clear. I think this may be the time, actually, that lapper may be right in the way!
Oh, boy! The 97 didn't know where to go, and neither did the leaders. The 21 almost got caught up in a wreck.
We go back on PTR TV replay there from the 21. He was the one that was most at a disadvantage to. You can see he's running right here in the middle of 3 and 4. And that's the 97 of Frank Morales. He's just, he doesn't know where to go side by side. Which lane do I pick? And you can see here, middle of the track, and goes to the top of the racetrack as the caution's in the air.
Caution flag flies on lap number 39. See if we can find where this is.
Anyway, we're on the replay. I don't have any immediate live cues.
And I believe it was the...
I see a lot of damage to the 13 of Rob's slider. We'll try to see if we can figure that out, but we are going to have pit stops here coming up on lap number 40. Is through all of that, Devin Morgan was able to hold on for the lead. The 21 had him cleared, but with that incident with Morales where he had to go all the way to the top of the racetrack, lost the momentum, lost the lead back, so Morgan, again, he managed to kind of get a reprieve there, hold the lead that he was going to lose as that caution comes out, and here we are down pit lane. Expect 4 tires and fuel from just about everybody at this point. After that long of a run, you are not going to want to do anything other than put 4 Goodyears on that truck. And just make sure you get in your stall, make sure you don't overshoot it, and of course hope that your pit crew does their job to get you out of pit lane first, and that 112 will do exactly that. Looks like we're going to come out of pit road in the same order that we came in.
Cause of the caution was the number 14 of Blake Neers. He backed it into the turn 3 wall as a fairly hard impact. Truck should be able to continue, but not without any sort of handling issues.
Yeah, we did miss that live. Again, we were watching the replay of what happened to your leaders up there in that little 3-wide battle that we did have going on, but as we are under caution for the first time in the race here today, may have the opportunity to briefly talk to somebody here in the top 5 if we can. Actually, I think we're going to be going, I think we may be getting the 1 to go this next time by, so I don't really want to interrupt anybody heading to the 1 to go, Brandon, but again, I think we kind of saw what's going to happen in these runs. These guys start to move to the top of the racetrack. That really open up the door for the sliders as there's so much room to the inside here at Iowa. So you really have that opportunity to do that slider. We saw crossover over crossover, but I do feel like that 21 is the better truck. But I think that 112 is just that much better on the short run.
I do believe he is, Corey, and it doesn't look like he has quite the long run setup out there, but he was able to hang in there in that position up in the lead for enough time before that yellow came out. So I think the guys can get up to him. It's obviously a matter of getting around him. That's a different story.
And that's just the planning side of things that you have to take care of, and just you don't want to kill your tires off. I think the 21 did a better job at that, but again, if you can play defense, which that 112 knew how to play defense, and he knew how to go right back on the immediate offense with the crossovers and managed to take the lead back, so he's doing a good job doing that. We'll quickly go through your top 10 right now. Devin Morgan, your leader here, nearly at 1/3 distance in the race. Jake Matheson in second, Ryan Matthews in third, Doug Lemons in fourth, Adam Jocelyn in fifth, Cody Brinson in sixth, Tyler Justice, last week's winner, in seventh, Grant Brown in eighth, Tyler King in ninth, Doc Stout, your top 10. Again, lights out on the pace truck, so they will be getting, as Brandon, you always love to say it, I stole this one from you, doubled up, stacked up, and ready to go back green flag racing.
As they do, and gonna be going back to some fast racing action this time around. It's gonna be Morgan and Matheson on the front row, leading the field back to the green. Now remember, I believe the last restart was pretty good up on the front row. See if we can get that one more time around. Corey, bring these guys back around.
Yes, we will, and as you can tell, the lights have turned on here at Iowa, so the nighttime action is going to persevere pretty quickly, and we will be getting the speeds up as the sun goes down. Pace car is in, and again, very early in the zone. Morgan gets on the loud pedal. We are back racing, and it looks like the 51 of Matthews is going to clear for second right off the get-go.
Yes, he will, and he's going to stay right on the back bumper of that 112 machine. He's going to look down low, not quite going to get there. Morgan going to try to defend down at a corner number 3. He's going to take the low line around. The 51 trying to get the run, can't quite get underneath him.
No, he cannot, but this is the time that you're going to make that inside lane work, or perhaps make the outside lane work, as here comes Matthews trying to run up there, seeing if he gets the momentum. But here comes the 21 of Matheson to the inside. Again, this is where the inside's going to work, on the fresh tires. That's where you have to take advantage of it. He's going to clear for second. He's going to cut the nose off of the 51 on exit. The 51 is going to cross over back to the inside.
This is exactly what Morgan wants to see in his mirror as he pulls away from the lead. This is exactly what he wants to see, is the second placement and the third placement battling it out for position. He wants to be able to gain a gap between these guys, as it's not going to happen. Caution flag is in the air.
Looks like it is Blake Neer in the 14. We were just talking about him not too long ago. Neer in that number 14 SMS machine, and he was slow. Let's go and see what happened. He was battling side by side with Rob Slider.
It looks like he caught that transition from the apron, Corey. We talked about that pre-race. You know, it's going to cause issues tonight. You really got to try to stay away from that.
Yeah, we saw Audie on the first lap of the race. He hit the seam on the racetrack, but that's only about a 1 degree or 2 degree banking transition. You hit that apron, that's a minimum, I think 10 or 12 degrees of banking transition. That is not what these trucks are set up for. Spun them right around.
That it did, so puts us back under pace speed once again behind the iRacing official pace car, and these guys, I don't expect anybody to pit this time by. I think track position's going to be a little bit too important right now for the guys up front.
Yeah, I definitely think that it is, especially where we only had a couple laps, so there's really no need to pit this early, but let's see. We tried talking to someone last time, but we were a little bit late in it. We'll maybe see if we can grab somebody else. Looking at maybe Brandon, if you want to. I think we could pull up the third place runner of Ryan Matthews right now.
See if I can.
Hey, Ryan Matthews, PTR TV, you got a copy, brother?
Yes, sir.
All right, it's been hectic racing up front. We saw that last run. Top three, you guys are just all over the place making passes or trying to make passes, crossover, slide jobs. What's it like from that 51 driver seat here tonight?
Yeah, it's definitely crazy racing between the top two. I was kind of just stuck in third. I didn't want to push it 3 wide and ended up wrecking 2 other cars. So I kind of just laid back and let them do all the racing, and I was hoping maybe one of them would mess up and I could take a chance and take over a position, but the caution not coming out. But it was definitely some good slide jobs between the top two. I was just kind of riding behind them.
And then something about Iowa, I know I've always noticed typically 3 and 4, usually you're running right up around the wall here, but you guys are running mid-low in 3 and 4. Is there just that much grip, or is it these setups just kind of fine-tuned for the bottom here tonight?
Yeah, at the beginning of the run, I think the bottom is where it's at, but as the run started going on, we kind of went to the middle groove. I think you can carry a lot more momentum in the middle groove, but maybe we can get like a super long run. I'm sure the top will probably come in.
All right, brother. I think you guys might be going 1 to green this time by, so thanks for chatting with us, and good luck for the remainder.
Thank you, sir.
All right, that was Ryan Matthews, the third place finisher, third place runner. We still have 99 laps to go there, Corey. But no, lights still are on the pace machine, so again, we are just shy of halfway. The track temp, let's just kind of, we talked about it was about, I think it was 77 degree track temp as the race started, and we are down to 70 degrees. So obviously it is cooling down here as the lights are on, sun going down. It is becoming nighttime here in Iowa, which again, this feature has been out on iRacing for, I think, the better part of about 6 months now, and it just does not get old. That sky looks really cool.
Yeah, I got to agree with you there, Corey. iRacing really does a fantastic job of this service, and glad I could be a part of it. Well, 5 years ago now is my anniversary for iRacing coming up.
Yeah, and I have been around for 11 years of iRacing. I've literally seen every single change from start to finish at this sim, and it has progressed quite radically for the better over the years, and only to get better, and some more stuff even coming in the next build, in the June build, which will even take the sim up to a next level. So if you are viewing and are not a member, iRacing.com, and there are a bunch of offers out there for new subscribers, and all you need is a wheel of pedals. You can get it for $100 at Best Buy, and you can be in these seats, and who knows, maybe you can be on a broadcasted race one day in the future. But the pace car has turned the lights off for I think pretty much almost every time since the initial start. Devin Morgan has been the control truck, Brandon, so how about you get him going here for lap number 53?
Now once again, Devin Morgan leading these guys to the green flag once again. Jake Matheson on the outside front row. These guys, they're rolling. Green flag is back in the air. Good jump for that 112 machine.
Yeah, and Brandon, one thing I've noticed, and it's surprising to me, he's done the same thing 3 restarts in a row. No one's really been able to figure it out. He gets that jump yet again. 51 of Matthews to the inside of Matheson. Looks like the 21 will clear. 21's going to clear the 51. He's going to go right to the bottom and try to take the lead from Morgan. But that momentum from the outside of the middle groove will persevere off of 4.
Can't quite get that run off the bottom. He's going to fall back into that second position now as these guys head down through corners number 1 and 2. The 21 machine holding strong, but he's got the 51 machine on his back bumper, flying Ryan Matthews.
Going back into the pack, you can see the 2 wide racing is still present. Robbie Oddie, remember, he was knocking on the door of the top 5. Now he's out of the top 10.
Caution on the speedway. Caution flag
Mark
is
Love
out.
in the 43, and that's the 79 of Alex Bailey in some kind of issues off of corner number 4. So we'll boot up the PTR TV replay. It has been rather busy tonight, and see what happened if we can. Looks like we're coming into 3 and 4 right now.
Just another.
He's got loose.
Yeah.
And T-Bone. Fire up the grill, because that was a nice T-bone there from the 79 of Alex Bailey.
That was a good-sized hit as well. Everybody else managing to avoid, but that's going to be some serious damage on both of those cars.
even trucks.
Those two.
Waiting for the pace car, almost a red flag situation going on here. So it's been 15 laps since the last pit stop, and we are on the 5th caution of the race. But right now, we've only had so few laps of green. I don't know if you want to pit this time, by.
If I'm up front, Corey, I don't think I would. I think track position at this point in the race is way too valuable to give up.
It is. But as we are under yet another caution, we are going to take this opportunity to go to a side-by-side break, and we will be back with you guys for the restart, so please stay with us.
Before you can get on track, you'll need to calibrate your wheel and pedal set. You'll need to do this in iRacing even if you have already done this using your own controller software. Prior to entering the sim, make sure you've downloaded and installed the latest drivers from the manufacturer's website. Once that's done, follow these easy steps to calibrate your controller. We recommend calibrating in a test session, so pick a car and then click test. Don't go into a practice or official session. The last thing you want to do is have you go on track and crash into another car. Once you're in your test session, click on the options button. You will then see input calibration. This is where your calibration takes place.
And we're back here on PTR TV, getting ready for the restart again after the 5th caution of the race has completed itself. And again, Morgan and Matheson are going to be getting them down. Here we go. Brandon, get them going once more.
Stacked up, doubled up, ready to come back to the green flag once again. Morgan leading these guys to the green. See if these guys can pick up on it. Almost a jump from the outside, but they're rolling clean. Green flag back in the air.
Yes, green flag back in the air, and the outside lane did a pretty good job of staying with them that last time. And again, the 51 and the 21, they're just not going anywhere. They're still going for that lead. They just haven't been able to actually do anything about it yet. Here we come into 3 and 4 again. Looking to the inside is that number 21. Can't quite get it, but he is looking for it. That 51's dropped back a couple car lengths. And look at the back, Robbie Audi. Talked about him trying to get back to the top 5. There he goes into 6th, passes Tyler Justice, last week's winner.
Yeah, he's coming up through the field rather quick now. As he's looking for that 5th position now. Gonna try to tuck underneath that 98 machine. See if he can get there, not quite, but back up front, these guys still going at it.
Yes, they are, and it does look like the battle for 2nd may be happening sooner than the battle for the lead. Here he comes again to the inside. I think Matthews talked about when we talked to him on his interview, we talked about the middle of the track starting to come more into effect, that outer line becoming more and more of where you want to be, as I think they're a little bit higher in 1 and 2 than I even thought, but the caution's out. That is why they were doing that. So that is Dustin Slider in the number 15.
43 car, Mark Love going around once again.
Slider was in the grass there on the front straightaway.
Oh, looks like another. He got loose again, and more contact. 32, hard impact with the outside wall.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Slider to send him around, but the 32 got into the, that's Brent Keith. He got into Mark Love. That's what sent Love around. And
it looks like the 43 machine is starting to go around first, and
Slider just, I think he just was trying to run so low and ended up just hooking the apron there, and that sent him around. But pits are going to be open. It's been 22 laps for the guys up front, and they are staying out.
Yeah, so majority of the field. We do have some takers. Looks like top 6 stayed out, Corey.
Yep, that's Cody Brinson into pit road, Grant Brown, Tyler Justice, or rather, yeah, those are the guys that are on the track right now. There. We'll get it right. We have multiple guys on pit road. Cody Brinson, like I said, Tyler Justice, Rob Slider, Alex Bailey, Frank Morales, Dustin Sliders. Yeah, the back end of the field still pit. We do have, as you said, about the top 6 or so on the racetrack. So if we do get a run going, although we've had so much of this race, well, this last set of tires under yellow flag conditions, I still would expect that the difference in tires to come into play. But the thing I'm going to most be watching isn't those tires. I'm really curious now that Audi is back in the top 5, what he is going to be able to do with these guys.
Yeah, obviously that 44 truck has some serious speed.
Well, you know what, Brandon? Let's dial them up. We have them right down there for TI Racing.
Robbie Audi, PTR TV, would you get a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
So, well, you had kind of some misfortune there on lap 1. You managed to come back into the top 5. How you feeling about that racetrack?
Yeah, I think we have really good long run speed. We just need some laps under us, and we're really fast. That first lap incident, I just was pushing too hard, just practicing on different tracks to control what it was.
We've seen you come back this far, and you think you have the speed to get up there and run out front with these guys?
Yeah, most definitely. The more laps we got on the tires, the faster me and my teammate Jake can be. I think we're the 4 fastest cars, and hopefully we can put on a good show for you guys.
Perfect. Robbie, good luck tonight, and hopefully we will be able to talk to you later on.
Thanks, buddy. Have a good one.
All right, that is your pole sitter, who, if you join the race late, the pole sitter on turn 4, lap 1, looped it around and pretty much has been playing catch-up for the first 66 laps of the race, but he has nearly recouped his starting position. He is going to be in 4th, and I think we may have time, and I'll quickly run through. So we're close enough to halfway, give you basically a mid-race break right now. Devin Morgan leading them down, Jake Mattson in 2nd. We do have Robbie Audi in 4th, Brian Matthews flip-flop in 3rd, Brandon Holder in 5th, Doc Stout in 6th, Adam Jocelyn in 7th, Brad Neer in 8th, Blake Neer in 9th, Perry Snelson in 10th. Cody Brinson in 11th, Tyler Justice in 12th, Grant Brown in 13th, Rob Slider in 14th, Tyler King in 15th, Frank Morales in 16th, Dustin Slider in 17th, and the last one on the lead lap is Ryan Campbell in 18th, Alex Bailey in 19th, Brent Keith in 20th, Doug Lemons in 21st, Mark Love in 22nd. Those are the last drivers on the racetrack as the lights are up. The pace car, John Houston, Ryan Blanchard, and Gabe Wood have all retired from the race. I'm going to take a breath.
As I let Corey take a breather, these guys once again stacked up, doubled up, ready to go green flag racing. Front row has not changed since the last restart. Robbie Audi sitting back there in 3rd. And, or 4th rather, Ryan Matthews is sitting in the 3rd position at the moment.
Yep, the 112. He is gone at the earliest possible moment on every single restart. Let's see if they've caught on. Can they keep up with him this time by? Let's see what happens. Pace truck is in, and well, the 21, he was ready for it. Jumped the gun just a little bit, had to back off, but he's still going to have a pretty decent run.
He's going to have company down low now. Ryan Matthews in that 51 machine. He's hungry for that second position now. Fighting down low, momentum up on the high side. It's going to prevail for that 21 machine. But now Matthews is going to watch his back. Here comes the 44.
And they're 3x3. We have someone going around. Blake near the 14 is... Well, I think he got removed on incident limit, but he did spin around and it kicked him out before it actually caused a yellow, so we're staying green. And here we go up front. Again, the 21, he has tried over. He has tried over and over and over again. Every time he gets the run on the 112, the caution comes out and interrupts. Let's see if he can get it done this time by. Pulls right to the back bumper once again as we are taking lap number 70 here at Iowa. Look at him run right against that yellow line. Stays on the bottom of the track. Gets a little bit of a run off of 2. What's going to happen in 3 and 4?
Coming down through 3 and 4 now. Trying to use that momentum from the high side as we got a car around. That's going to be the 5.
And we
Caution
stay green.
flag.
Well, we don't stay green.
Caution flag is in the air. Brandon Holder in that 5 machine going around.
Looks like we were going to stay green for a while there, but again, coming off of 4, and it looks like the way he hit the seam on exit, spun through the infield grass. I think the flagman may have been a little happy on the yellow there because he did manage to save it, but regardless of such, caution is out, and we will get him woed up one more time. And I mean, Brent, I think we talked. What happened to him was very similar to what happened to Audie on lap number 1. I mean, when you're running the bottom groove here, and normally I'm very good with statistics, but I don't remember exactly what the banking is here at Iowa. I want to say it's between 12 and 16, something on those lines. But when you're running that inside lane, and then you naturally slide up to the exit of 4 by the outside wall, you're going through 3 separate seams of banking. So you figure, especially once you hit that top seam, which there is the most banking up there, that it really does loosen these things up. And many guys, depending how these trucks are set up, they're set up on the edge, and guys just haven't been ready for it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've already seen a couple of cases where these guys are running and out of nowhere the back end just wants to kick around, so something that we really got to watch out for.
And so something about this league, it's a very interesting aspect to it, and a lot of guys are going to be very unhappy after this race because of it. So this league, obviously everyone who's watching this knows. If you're not an iRacing member, you probably know of it from the person that you're watching in regards to the incident system in iRacing and pertaining to off tracks, hitting cars, hitting the wall. There is an insurance policy system in this league. Basically, you have X amount of money that you pay as your premium for your season. And for every time that you collect an incident, and iRacing incidents there's no fault. It doesn't matter what happened, how it happened, you are assessed an incident. For every incident you get, there is a monetization fee. So basically you are charged per incident out of your insurance. So if the less incidents you occur, basically you get your money back, which I wish that's how insurance actually happened in real life with my auto insurance, but it doesn't. But basically whatever you don't have happen for damage, you get the money back. The more wrecks you have, you either owe or you don't get that as much money back. So basically, the cleaner you are, the more money you save. Given that, Brandon, I don't think there's a lot of money being saved tonight.
No, I would say negative driver.
Yes. We may be scratching the bottom of the piggy bank tonight for some of these guys in the latter end of the field. Like I said, Blake Neer, I'm fairly certain it's a 17 incident cap is a removal from the race. I know Blake Neer, he got loose right off that restart, dead center in the middle of 3 and 4, and he disappeared. And I don't see him on the timing anymore, which would indicate that he has been removed from the session, so we are estimating that it was on those terms, but again, now we are smack dab in the middle of the race. We are lap number 75, and still have 18 drivers on the lead lap, and it does look like 18 drivers on the lead lap, 18 drivers in the race right now. Alex Bailey, shotgun on the field in the 79 machine. Remember, he had a significant impact with Mark Love, I believe it was, T-boning him, and the front end damage would prove that to be correct. But here we are coming off of what I believe to be 4, and we'll see if the pace car turns the lights off for us.
See this time by. We'll have confirmation. Lights are off up on top of the iRacing official pace car. So we'll be going green flag once again this time by.
Yep, and we saw, I called it out, and I know a lot of drivers actually do have the broadcast on in the background. And I almost wonder if that's the case, because I called out a couple times that Morgan has been going first thing on every single restart. And what happened for him that last time? The 21 was so ready for it, he almost jumped it. So he was going to have to tone himself back and see if that is indeed what the 112 is going to do. But what we will do for this restart is we're going to turn up the engine sounds and let you guys feel the thunder here from the Iowa Speedway, and sit back and enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, caution flag in the air here at the Iowa Speedway. Trying to see what the cause of caution was.
It's as if they knew that we had just ended the Feel the Thunder moment, and the exact second the caution came out. And again, there's nothing imminent on the track. Nobody spun out. Nobody.
The number 15.
Slider again.
Yeah. So the 15, Dustin Slider.
Not having the best of nights. He got loose off. Is that Calamity corner number 4 once again?
Yes, it is, Corey. Corner number 4 has not treated these guys well at all tonight.
He's right on the bottom of the track, and someone in front of him got loose. Now, he didn't even hit the seam, Brandon. He just got loose just naturally in the racing groove there off of 4 in the Barber Ford 4 Slider. So, again, I don't think I've ever seen it before, but turn 4 is the Calamity corner here tonight, and it's going to bring out yet another caution. And I mean, the beauty for most of these guys is a lot of these have been self-spins or just minimal impact, so these guys shouldn't actually be that bad off. Slider, he might have the incidents to his name, but doesn't really have any damage on the truck. So I mean, it could be worse, could be better, but all in all, he's still rolling, so it's not too bad.
Well, Nobody's saving money tonight, Corey, that's for sure.
Yes, that is the case. But now that we are over the halfway point, I think I want to kind of just go back to our keys to the race and let's see how it has fared thus far. Keep it clean. Have we done that?
For most of the guys up front, it has been pretty clean.
Save your tires. Well, we really haven't had the opportunity to save the tires. I don't think
there was one opportunity where Devin Morgan did burn up his stuff too quickly. So that did allow second and third place to catch him.
And then find your groove. We have seen, as that longer run did occur, the groove did change around. We saw the guys starting to change around. So, hey, our keys to the race were actually accurate. Yay.
Hey. So, we find ourselves under pace speed once again. These guys, I think, antsy to get going here, and I think there was a few guys that pitted, Corey.
Yeah, right now the top 5 stayed out. So Morgan has actually been on the his tires for the longest time. He's been out there for 42 laps right now on this set of tires. Then Snelson, 26, Doc Stout, 42, Rob Slider, 19, and Brandon Holden, 10 laps. Everybody else has pitted.
Yeah, Rabiati pitted, Jake Matheson pitted. Let's see, trying to find where Matthews went. He's back there in the 16th position. He's got some ground to make up. So, the only one in the top 3 that is the same from the last restart is going to be that 112 machine.
Yeah, so I really expect that we are going to see Robbie Audi be in the best position he has been in all race, where he was able to get by in pit road. He was able to get by the 21 of Matthews, and not Matthews, Matheson rather. Matthews, well back there at the moment, as you said, where was he in the field right now? In 16th, so a ways to go. But this is going to be Audie's best chance. He's going to have fresh tires, and we have to watch out for wheel spin. It is a thing at Iowa. The grip level here on the surface is not that great, so you're going to have to watch out for that. Of course, just watch out for turn 4. We've seen the problems through there, and again, 1 and 2, Brandon, we saw these guys run a little bit too high at certain points. And when they ran too high, it brought them all the way up the track into the fence. And when you are on these older tires, you don't always have the ability to run the thing where you want. And I think we are running a single file restart this time.
Yes, single file restart this time around. So, these guys going to want to keep it up to the very top here on this restart here, Corey. They don't want to allow that guy behind him to get to their outside. So it's going to be the 112 leading them to the green. Pace car is in. Waiting for Morgan to go. There he goes. Green flag is back in the air.
Yeah, it completely changes the dynamic of how you approach a restart when you are single file. Have to really time that start and then do the best you can to take the positions while everyone's even more spread out. It's going to be Brandon Holder getting to the inside of Rob Slider. Robbie Audi looked for a 3 wide, couldn't quite get it. Matheson was able to get by Audi, and here he is trying to get by those guys who stayed out while the 21 is on those fresher tires.
Yeah, he's trying to use those fresh tires to his advantage this time. Off the restart, Corey, that 21 machine, he's on rails trying to make his way back up front now as he's trying to get around that 5 machine. Now has his eye set on 62. He may get 2 and 1 right here in this corner.
He's going to get the 1. He's going to get about 1.5. Couldn't quite clear the pass on Doc Stout. Stout is going to stay to the outside of the track. Now he's going to clear. The 5 is actually going to get to the inside of Stout. Holder will clear for the 62. And now Audi, he's stuck back in 6, just now cleared the 13. He's going to have to get through these guys, but now the 21, he got
big
loose.
Big slide down out of corner number 4. That's our corner of death there so far.
And that's Matheson on fresh tires getting loose. So if you're on fresh tires getting loose, what does that say when you get to the old tires? But we got to go up front, Brandon. We haven't talked about the 74 really all race. He's been on the ladder into the top 10, but look at Perry Snelson. He is running faster than Devin Morgan last time by.
Yeah, Perry Snelson, he may have a good opportunity for the lead. He's got a little bit of front end damage, but obviously not hurting that truck at all right now. He's running that little bit of a higher groove, trying to get the momentum off, and he's closing the gap real quick here, Corey. It's
caution.
Caution flag is in the air.
Brad Neer in the 6 is stopped in the tri-oval grass.
Oh, yeah, he took a little bit of a ride there, Corey, and snapped around on him all by himself. A little bit of contact with that 98, but not too bad as he's going to stop it there on the infield.
Yep, dead corner number 4. What's the death count there now? It's at least 10, I want to say, at this point. Some minor contact occurred on the way, but with the 98, but I don't think that impact with Brinson is going to cause too much havoc for either of those drivers. But again, just another spin to the inside. Corner number 4. I mean, do we need to go send someone with some PJ1 to come and put some grip down for these guys over there?
I think at this point it wouldn't be a bad idea. So Calamity Corner, turn number 4 strikes again as we've got our leader coming down pit road.
Perry
Snelson. Snelson stays out.
And obviously, the guys who pitted not too long ago, Matheson, Audi, and company, they're all going to stay out, which is going to put that number 74 in what I feel to be a little bit of a precarious position. He did show his speed. He was closing in on Morgan up until that point in the race, but now he's going to be on older tires. He's going to have the track position, and he's going to have a truck to compete with. But that 21, Brandon, he's been in second or third the majority of this race. He's been going for the lead. We saw that amazing slide job battle with Morgan about on lap 30 or so. He just hasn't had the opportunity to lead this race. He's been doing just about every single thing right, but by the time he gets in a position to make a move, the caution comes out. So I think this is probably going to be the 21's best opportunity to get the lead and take control of this race.
I'd have to agree with you. The fresh tires, one thing we got to watch out for is we saw him get loose off of corner number 4 once already on these fresh tires, Corey. If these cool down enough, could we see it again?
We very well could, and just kind of going back to the point standings I want to talk about real quick. We had Glove Box Racing, Brandon. They won Daytona last week, and thus far, not having the greatest of runs. Glove Box Racing, we have Ryan Campbell. He's all the way back in 15th. Brandon Holder, well, he's been up here, so he's kind of leading the charge, but up front, I tell you, it's been TI Racing and the number 21 machine. It has been obviously up front with Devin Morgan for Barber Ford. So again, we have to remember how important the teams are. You can usually tell by looking at the trucks. The schemes are always going to be the same. The colors are going to be different, so you can kind of get a feel for each team. But if you're new to the league, if you're thinking about joining the league or just watching from obviously on our broadcast, that's going to be the most one of the big things we're going to talk about through the course of the season is how the teams come into play and how well they're doing over the course of the year.
Absolutely, huge factor in this league. Ladies and gentlemen, while we have the opportunity, I'd like to thank everybody for watching live on PTR TV. Feel free to like, share, subscribe. It helps us out a lot. And we're starting to grow quicker and quicker as we've hit that, I think we've hit that YouTube algorithm point, Corey. I think our stuff can get out there a little bit more, and I think we're getting pretty close on Facebook too, so Keep the likes coming in. Keep on sharing, folks. Again, it really does help us, and we truly appreciate it.
Yeah, it does. I know, Brandon, you talked about some giveaways when we hit some milestone marks with subscribers and or like counts, and I know the Facebook side of things really has been picking up lately, so kind of putting a lot more emphasis on that, but it is kind of easier to kind of watch on the fly on your phone and going to share to your buddies, which of course is the best thing to do in the broadcasting realm. But lights out on the pace car, and it looks like we are going to be singled up. Actually, I don't know how to change that double file saying to single file, so we're single file, ready for another restart.
The train is ready to roll out, Corey. These guys single file and awaiting the green flag. New leader for the first time in a while here. Maybe even the first time tonight, Corey. 74 machine, Perry Snelson ready to lead these guys to the green flag.
Yeah, we haven't had too many leaders tonight, but the 74 is in command of it for this restart. Take a lap number 97. Gonna have about a 3 truck length gap on Matheson as the green flag back in the air.
Snelson wasting no time getting on the gas, now down into corner number 1. He may be pulling away just a little bit, but watch out, here comes the 21 machine already. He's going to be right on the back bumper going into turn 3.
Yeah, we had some passing going on in the ladder in the top 5, but as I saw those 21 on the fresh tires, he is just taking no prisoners. Like I said, he's wanted the lead all race. He really hasn't been able to get the lead, but look at that number 74 Snelson, very high in 1 and 2. Going to give the lead to the 21, and let's see if he sets sail.
Brandon Holder coming up through the field now in that 5 car. He's going to be on the back bumper to 74 this time by, and right behind him is Robbie Oddie in that 44 machine, but he's got company now underneath him. Here comes the 96 machine of Jocelyn.
Yeah, Jocelyn in the Motes Auto Exchange Silverado. He's looking to the inside of the 44, and we've talked about the multi-grooves. Find your groove here at Iowa. Does look like the upper grooves are starting to come more into effect, and that makes that inside a lot more difficult. So the momentum on the inside not there. The 96 does have to fall back in the line as we have hit the century mark, lap number 100. 50 laps here at Iowa, and these laps are going to fly by. These guys are going to have to make their moves.
Here comes the 96, trying to duck it down low onto that 44 machine now. Gonna try to slide up. There's not gonna be any room up there. Side by side down the front straightaway. Gonna try to make it work this time by the 44. Has momentum up top.
Yes, he does. And remember, we talked to Audie. He said the longer he runs, the better he gets. But we've been doing all short runs. That's not really up to his advantage right now. So he's going to hope this race probably plays out, as we are going to be side by side for second. That's Holder. That is Snelson. We're going to be side by side for the 4th spot as well. Still, nobody can seem to take an advantage. Look at the 5 shut the door on Snelson.
Snelson gonna try to look low down into corner number 3. Nowhere to go. He's gonna hold back that time by. Not gonna be able to get there. That puts Audi in a bad situation now. As the 74 gonna run that upper groove. He's gonna try to take it 3 wide for that 3rd position.
Audie goes to the top, and that was Jocelyn to the inside. Jocelyn for 3rd. Audie trying to split the gap, thread the needle. Audie goes to the inside, tries to make it happen. Didn't work, but he's going for it. They're 3 wide behind him.
3 wide behind him. Snelson lost a lot of momentum from that little bit of contact. Kind of wiped out the front end. He collects it up once again, and well, here comes the 112. Here comes the 44.
96. Where did he come from? He's going for 2nd on Holder.
Jocelyn down low in that 96 now. Brandon Holder up high in a 5, side by side for that 2nd position. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about to be 3 cars under a blanket for that first spot now.
The 96 to the inside. Brandon Holder trying to hold on to that 2nd spot, but I don't think it's going to work. Here he comes. The 96 is going to try to clear. This 5 is going to try to pinch him down, use the momentum from the outside groove, but the 96 is going to slide up right in front, and they only have about a 1 truck length to go until he gets to the leader. Surprisingly for me, that 21 has not been able to pull away, and look at that 96 of Jocelyn ready to pounce in that Motes Exchange Silverado.
Well, where did he come from? Adam Jocelyn and that 96 now going to be side by side for the lead. The 21 up high, 96 down low, down the front straightaway, across the line.
And look who's
Advantage for
back!
the 21.
Look who's back! Robbie Audie's right behind him. He's to the inside of Holder. Nearly some contact.
Things are getting interesting. A little bit of contact back there.
Where did Morgan come from?
Wide.
Where did Morgan come from? He's back from 16th spot. He's back into the top 5. Tried to go 3 wide under Audie and Holder. Not going to happen as we're still side by side for the lead.
Side by side for the lead as well as the second position. These guys battling it out in the top 5. 5 trucks under a blanket down into 3.
Yeah, the 21 has held off for the time being and has been able to hold on to the lead.
Hang on to her 44. A little bit of contact. Almost wiped the front out on that truck.
And 21's going to go into the second groove here off of corner number 2. May not have worked for him the way he wanted. That's going to pull the 96 right to the back bumper yet again. What lines are they going to run? They're going to run the same line, middle low, cutting right to the yellow line. Are they going to get loose off of 4? Not. Everyone's going to hang on to it just nice and tight. But here comes Morgan. He got by Audie. He's going to get by Holder. And here he's going to come for the lead and get into this battle. Holder's not done. Holder's trying to get on the outside and stay there for 3rd.
And that he does, side by side once again for that second position. He's going to try to hold it out there. Here comes Morgan. He pulls the slider. Now the crossover coming from the 5. Can't quite get there. Give the position of Morgan.
So now Morgan's going to be in 3rd, and he's seen what is going on up front. That 96 seems to be a little bit better right now than the 21, but something we have to consider. We'll put that thought on hold. Here comes the 96 again to the inside. He's going to hug right on that yellow line. In the middle is going to be the momentum with that number 21 of Matheson. They're going to be door to door, but I think the 96 may be able to get him on the inside in 1 and 2. The 21's going to have to send it up there on the outside. They're going to get loose a little bit through the bumps, and now here comes the 112 of Morgan. Now what's he gonna do?
Here comes Morgan in that 112.
All the way to the top of the racetrack. We haven't seen that line used yet.
Oh, still side by side. Is it gonna be 3 wide for the race lead?
Devin Morgan was 16th a couple restarts ago. Now he's going back for the lead. He's gonna have to leave the lane open for Jocelyn up top. They're still gonna be 3 wide down the backstretch.
There was a crossover move pulled by the 21 of
21
Matheson.
with a slider, 3 wide again. Look at that squeeze.
They're
around.
Go your leaders. They're wrecking. The 96. Jocelyn goes around. Caution flag is in the air.
What a save by Jocelyn to keep that from being a lot worse than it was. He should only be at the back end of the top 10, but we'll see what happened. The tight squeeze there. Look at the 21 when he washed up the track. The 96 squeezed in the middle. Morgan I just don't think he was expecting that. Didn't leave the room that you may have would have done if he had known it was going to be 3 wide. The 21 with a massive slider on in there, and then they both tried crossing over underneath. Just not enough room, and the 5 of Holder was into the wall a little bit as well. But again, that could have been a lot worse.
Pits are open, and these guys are going to jump on that opportunity after that hefty battle for the lead. It's going to be Morgan that leads him down.
That was nuts. I just gotta kind of just gather a breath after that one. 2-3 wide. I mean, we saw Brandon that 2-3 wide, well, that 2 wide earlier in that back and forth with Matheson and the 112, but
yeah, nevertheless, 3 and even 4 wide at times. Up for the lead.
But this could, I mean, depending on the caution scenario, this could be the final stop of the night. I mean, I have a strange vibe. We're not done with cautions for the night. But look at the 112. He got the lead out of pit road.
Yeah, and back up front once again is Morgan. So it's going to be Morgan, Matheson, and looks like Brandon Holder was your next one out of pit road. So
this caution is going to put us under or just at about 30 laps to go when we do go back green flag racing. And the 112, he's had a adventurous day. Was up front, was all the way down into about the 16th or so position. Got himself back up there. It just seems like almost just kind of meant to be that the 21 is going to finish second or so in this race. He got the lead Wasn't really able to hold on to it for that long. I thought he was going to pull away. Really didn't. Just kind of got stuck in that battle, that crazy 2-3 wide with Morgan and company. He's in second once again. Brandon Holder was on older tires for a while. Now he's back on the same playing field as everybody else. Again, Robbie Audi, pole sitter, has not been able to get back to where he was, but he's in the top 5. He's a long run truck, he says, but about 30 to go. If this goes green, that might be long enough to come into where he needs it to, but I'm not quite sure, Brandon.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, Corey. We're starting to inch near the end of this thing here, and laps are going to start ticking off pretty quick.
22 seconds a lap right now. Our system's back end here saying about 12 or so minutes of green flag racing. So, I mean, 12 minutes, it's not a lot of time. You can not do a lot of stuff you can do in 12 minutes, but running these laps, 22 seconds a lap, especially where you're setting yourself up 2-3 laps ahead of time in many cases. You have to learn when you're trying to make a pass on someone and you're struggling. You're learning, where am I better than him? Where is he better than me? Where can I get the momentum? Where is it going to set me up when it comes to the start-finish line? Is there somebody behind me? A lot of stuff that you have to do as a driver trying to make passes, especially in a big group of cars, well, trucks rather. But when the laps are winding down, you can't plan out as much as you want to because you have to make the move because the laps are running out.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be tough for these guys towards the end, Corey. As we've seen, we really haven't had anybody pull away yet.
The closest to pulling away was Morgan, but as soon as he pulled away, they all came right back to him. So, see what happens here. We are getting singled up. We're right up against the fence as the last 3 or so restarts have been single file. And it will be 31 to go, 32 to go, I believe, this time by.
That it will. So, laps are ticking down. Not too much further to go here in this race. Again, these guys lined up in a train around the top, getting ready to roll out once again. Devin Morgan back in the lead. It's going to have Matheson behind him in that 21 machine. These guys stacked up, ready to go green flag racing. Pace car is in. They're on the gas. Corey, green flag back in the air once again.
Yeah, the 21 was not as ready for that as he has been on prior starts, but as we go back a little bit further, that's Cody Brinson in the 98. He was ready. He's trying to get underneath Robbie Audi. That's not what Audi needs. Audi needs to stay as close as he can and hope that the run is long enough for him to be able to have that setup come into his benefit for the remainder of this race as he's behind Brandon Holder in the 5. And we have a car around once again. That's Snelson. He saves it through the infield grass, but deadly corner number 4, calamity corner number 4 strikes again.
Now we stay clean and green right now, though, Corey, as these guys pretty much singled out the top 5.
That's Snelson on replay. Just again, I don't think I've ever seen it. I'm almost going to have to go turn some laps at Iowa myself after this. I want to see how that turn 4 really feels. I mean, I almost feel like it's double-digit drivers that have been around as we are now under 30 to go. Morgan has pulled away by about 0.3 of a second. Audi still trying to get underneath Holder. He does have the fender underneath him at the start-finish as they head off into 1 and 2. This is where the inside groove works the best in 1 and 2, but, well, I take that thought back. The momentum from the middle worked for Holder.
That it did that time by Audi. Gonna try a new line, see if he can get that momentum, and around he goes. Big wreck, upside down is your leader, Rodney.
Oh my goodness. We did not catch that live, and they're still wrecking.
Another bit of contact.
0-2 of Tyler King.
Huge wreck. Devin Morgan upside down the front straightaway.
Yeah, we were watching something in the pack. Didn't catch that live. We'll see what happened to your leader. Was it corner number 4 again?
It was in sync. Truck snapped around, snapped back.
Oh my goodness. X Game Acrobatics.
The 21 came around, hit him. upside down he went, and it wasn't over from there as he came back up the track. The 0-2 tried to avoid, and another big contact right there.
See, just number 4 hits again, and the number 21 kind of acted as a little bit of a launching pad, in all honesty, but I wonder what kind of damage.
That's going to leave some serious front-end damage on that 21 machine.
I mean, from a distance from the our broadcast shots, it doesn't look bad, but, I mean, as us being longtime iRacing drivers, knowing how the sim does operate, I worry more about how is the engine in that number 21. Was there damage to take some power away from that 21 with that front-end impact?
Yeah, the biggest thing, you want the power off the corners, and you need the momentum, and if you don't have the power to hold that momentum, you're really going to have a bad time, and especially being the leader off this restart, it's something he's got to watch out for.
Yeah, we'll go on board with him. I mean, can't really... I mean, sometimes you can just hear if it's not revving right, or... I mean, everything sounds good. You can see from the inside the hood isn't buckled up too much to insinuate any kind of aero damage or that the engine would be heavily damaged. It may... I mean, he may have just got a glancing blow, and he might have been fine, but now we need to reset where this is going to put us right now for what'll be the last 22 to 23 laps. It is going to be Jake Matheson with the lead. It is going to be Brandon Holder in second, Cody Brinson in third, Adam Jocelyn in fourth, Ryan Matthews in fifth, Tyler Justice in sixth, Ryan Campbell in seventh, Brad Neer in eighth, Doc Stout in ninth, Rob Slider in 10th, and then rounding out the drivers still on the raceway right now, Perry Snelson in 11th, Robbie Audi in 12th, Frank Morales in 13th, Dustin Slider in 14th. He's the last one on the lead lap. We have Tyler King in 15th and Grant Brown in 16th, 2 laps down, and Devin Morgan in the pits after that acrobatic incident he just had.
Yeah, tough break for Morgan too, running up front all race, ends up upside down the front straightaway from the lead as a calamity corner, turn number 4, strikes again. So we saw 2 drivers actually snap around there at the same time. It was the 44 and the 112, and the 44, I believe, it was able to gather it back up at least a little bit, but not so lucky for that 112 as 44 of Robbie Audi back there in position number 12.
Yeah, that's not what he wants to be, but I mean, just going back to Morgan, Brandon, I mean, we've had races, well, I mean, in all respect, I don't know how many of these races you've had, but races where you've dominated and it was your race to win, and when it falls apart in the end, oh my God, it is hard to swallow those.
Well, more of a dirt racer myself, so obviously it's not as painful as being out there for 120 some laps and then having it fall apart, but yeah, that's it's tough. It really is.
Let's just be honest, you haven't dominated enough races to know the feeling.
Ouch. That one hits the soul, Corey.
Doesn't admit, nor does it deny. I mean, I just choked away a race on a green-white checker last night, so I mean, who am I to talk about losing races in the end? But
Corey, do I have to bring back Indy from the AMF days?
No. Anyways, so here we are. It is going to be 23 laps to go here for the Dreamer Racing Series, round number 2, Iowa 150 here on PTR TV. We just saw the leader got taken out of the race in an incident off Calamity Quarter number 4. What's going to happen? How is it going to finish out? Let's find out together. Pace car is in. On the loud pedal is Matheson. Green flag in the air. And what happened? Third on back. Leaders out by themselves. Here comes Holder for the lead in 1.
Side by side through corners number 1 and 2. Now down off of corner number 2. The 5 machine going to be down low. He's not going to be able to hold it there. He's got to find some way around that 21. Well, the damage does not seem to be affecting Matheson right now as the top two out in front by a long shot.
Yeah, something happened to check up the field there on that restart because Cody Brinson on back. They are 3/4 of a second behind that top two, and we are very well spread out. Jocelyn, Matthews, Campbell, Near, everybody is single filed up. We do have some battling going on near end of the latter end of the top 10 rather. That's Robbie Audie. We've talked about him all race, just trying to work his way back up. He is in the outside of the top 10, trying to get back in there with Perry
side
Snelson.
Side by side for the race lead, Corey. Sorry to cut you off. These guys, almost a little bit of contact off of corner number 4. Your race leader gets loose. That allows the 5 of Holder to stay underneath him.
Yeah, the 21 very loose off of 4, got wiggly.
Oh boy, close racing here.
Wiggly, squiggly, all sorts of jiggly. I think that was my saying back in the day, Brandon. But everyone has been doing that off of 4. They are holding a little bit straighter this time by. And look at all of this action bringing Cody Brinson in the 98 into the mix, Brandon. We haven't seen Brinson up for the lead. We haven't seen Holder going for the lead. But here comes Holder digging to the inside underneath the 21.
Here comes the 5.
Force it into the top groove.
Little bit of contact there. Down off of 4. Almost up to the outside wall was the 21 machine. Now here comes the 98 playing games.
The 5 said, well, I'm running the top. I don't care what you say. He ran him up there to the top of the racetrack. While they all get through it, he's going to fall back in line, and here they go running right on that 3rd groove. That's what I expected out of Iowa. That should get him a pretty good run off of 4.
Caution flag. Spun down low.
That's the 15 of Slider again.
Dustin Slider not having a good night tonight.
Slider, I hate to do this pun. Slider has been sliding a lot here tonight. I think Slider, sliding. Yeah, I know. Joe Chris would beat us. But Calamity, corner number 4, once again.
Man, these guys been biting the bullet all night long down in corner number 4, and tough time. Especially off of the bottom, Corey, is where we've seen it the most. That bottom line.
Yeah, bottom to top. All those transitions, as we talked about, it seems to be just getting these guys just getting the back end kicked out, not able to save it, and we have gotten confirmation from our audience, may have inside information, that the 21 is a little under the underpowered right now from that incident, which may be allowing the 5 to hang with him better than he would have under ideal circumstances. That's Brent Brown getting a lap back. So the 21 trying to hang on here for, it'll be about 13 laps to finish this thing out, with an underpowered, slightly damaged truck, and maybe not as good of a handling truck for the 98 and the 5, but it may be slightly evened out now with the issues with the 21, and should be a good finish for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously very unfortunate about the power loss with that 21 machine. Unfortunately, I come to expect it after that hard of a contact during that last incident, but that's kind of level the playing field a little bit, and look for Holder to try to get above or below him on this next restart.
Well, those would be the only 2 physical options, above or below.
Not going to pass him from above?
From up top, yeah. So, Brandon, as we are on 14 to go, we usually do this around this time in the race. We'll do the PTR TV. Take your pick.
Well, though underpowered, I'm going to have to go with the 21 of Madsen.
I am going to go probably a little further back than I would normally go for a take your pick, but I'm actually going to go with Adam Jocelyn in the 96. We do have team trucks 3rd and 4th, so I wonder, I mean, obviously as a driver, you still want to win the race for yourself, but we know how important teams are in the league. I have to imagine if the 98 or the 96 feels that each other has a chance to win the race, I wouldn't want to worry about passing each other if it's going to mean that one of us is going to fall further back and have less of a chance to win. So I kind of expect to see them guys play nice with each other and have them both kind of focus in on those top two trucks.
Absolutely, Corey. Would like to take this moment to give a quick shout out to iRacing, NASCAR, IndyCar, IMSA, Dirt Car, World of Outlaws, and much more. All of these real-world sanctions trust iRacing to provide the best racing possible, and so should you. iRacing.com, motorsport simulation.
iRacing, the original esport racing game. I think their new adage is now. Obviously, we would not be anywhere without the simulator of choice here, as we have attested to. So, shout out to that. And to the other sponsors there, Movement Fabrications, and, Brandon's new company, Motorsports.com, which has its affiliates that Brandon can talk about way better than I can.
Yeah, which I will get to a little bit after the program for those that are curious. But right now, the train is gathered up, Corey, and these guys ready to go green once again. Once they hit corner number 4.
Yep, so we are closing in on the end of the race. It'll be just over 10 laps to go. So at most, I mean, we want to see it go green. At most, maybe we can get one more restart in if there is another yellow. Remember, green-white checkers are soon to come to iRacing, but they're not quite here yet. So the race could end under yellow with a late race caution. So we will hope that it does go green, because I think we are going to be in for quite the show here tonight at Iowa. For what is going to be the final shootout. Who is going to get it? Let's find out together. The pace car is going to pull in for what could be the final time tonight. And there it is. There is Matheson on the loud pedal. Back to green flag racing. Holder fell back by about a truck length, but I think he's going to get there in one.
Down into corner number 1. Now out of corner number 2. Holder in that 5 machine. Going to be right up to the back bumper. Here comes the 98.
That's Cody Brinson to the inside of Holder, who's trying to, at the same time, kind of look to the inside of Matheson. My pick, Adam Jocelyn, is in 4th. He's just going to be waiting, as we do have somebody around.
Caution flag on the speedway
Upside
with 11 to go.
Down is the 62 of Doc Stout.
Oh, man, another big wreck here. Upside down into corner number 1. Looks like, wow, that is not a good spot to spin.
Into the wall on the, that is a new one. Ryan Matthews actually, it started because Ryan Matthews actually was into the wall on the front straightaway, and that slowed him up and kind of brought himself off the wall. He was into the 62, and they both just, had their issues. And
I have to say, Corey, that's the first time I've seen somebody spin there at Iowa.
Yeah, there's a first for everything. I've seen it. Well, I have hit the wall. You're running up by the wall, you're focused on what's ahead of you. Sometimes you just kind of lose some spatial awareness of how exactly close you are. So, it's nothing that is impossible, but definitely didn't expect an upside-down truck from it. So that was a little bit unexpected, but let's have a little contest here. You will win. If you can guess how many cautions we've had tonight, then you win absolutely nothing.
If I can guess how many, if I can guess how many cautions we've had.
That's a really good prize. You really want to win that.
I'm gonna guess 8.
13.
I was way off.
Yeah, you were.
Man, I didn't win nothing, and I still got nothing.
Yeah, so you're no worse off than you were in the first place. We were under 13th caution of the race for what has been 60 of the 141 laps that we have completed thus far in the race. I can definitively say that when we do go green, we will not be able to get another restart in. I think we'll go green with 6 to go, and unless we get a caution literally within the first half of a lap of the restart, there would be no way to get a restart in after that. So we will go green flag racing for the final time. once this caution period has ended. It's Matheson up front, and we saw when Morgan was going, Brandon, he was going first possible moment, and I feel like Matheson has been going early. I don't think he's been going at the first possible moment, maybe kind of delaying it a little bit. But any kind of games that he's going to have to play, he's going to have to change it up, because if the 5 caught on to any of it, that could mean whether he wins or loses this race.
Absolutely, and something that he's really going to have to watch on this restart, as we're going to only have a handful of laps to go here.
At best, I think we're going to have about 6. I would expect this time by to see that caution light turn off on the top of the pace car, and survey says, well, I got a strike on the board. We're still going to have at least one more pace lap around. So that'll put us at under 5 laps to go, 4 or 5 laps to go, depending how it does work out. So just going to be a good old-fashioned shootout. And do you think, Brandon, we're going to get around and take the checkers at full speed?
I can hope. I don't know if Calamity Corner has anything to say about that, though.
Yeah, corner number 4, I mean, not that we like to steal using real-world adages, but have you ever?
No, I've never.
I have never. I mean, at Darlington, yeah. I mean, we'll go to your favorite track, Brandon, Rockingham. That has a corner like turn 2, Rockingham. That is a really tough corner. I mean, Pocono, the tunnel turn you think of. Just turns that they're just known to be really, really difficult corners that you don't think of it here at Iowa. It's just, maybe it's the grip, it could be the setups, maybe the banking, it could be whatever it is, it has me speechless. And you know me, that's pretty hard to do.
Yep, absolutely. So lights up on the iRacing official pace car are out. These guys go green this time by.
Yes, we will. We're going to go green for the final time here tonight. Matheson has been in second most of the race. He has a slight bit of engine damage to that 21 after an impact with the leader, Devin Morgan, who had an incident and is now out of the race. Is it going to be enough to hold off Is it going to be enough to hold off Holder and Brinson, Jocelyn, and Audie? Let's find out in 4 laps. Green flag back in the air. He got the jump by 1 truck length. Let's see what happens into 1.
Down into corner number 1 now. Here comes the 5. Up to his back bumper, going down the back straightaway into corner number 3. This time by, he's going to try to take a look underneath. Almost a little bit of contact. Hang on to her down at a 4.
I thought there was going to be contact in 3 and 4, but here comes Holder to the inside. How hard is he going to sail it on in there? He's going to get to the yellow line. He's going to drift up the track. Nearly makes contact. He does make contact.
Side wall.
Matheson in the wall. He's going to save it. He's going to lose the lead. He's going to go back to 5th. That's going to be Cody Brinson in 2nd. Here he comes, Holder with the lead. Here comes Audie to the bottom. Where did he come from? Here comes Matheson. He's back in it.
Matheson up to 3rd place, or trying to get up to 3rd place once again. Here comes the 44 of Audie for the lead, side by side.
Robbie Audie spun on the first lap of the race. He hasn't got back to the lead until now. He's going to go for the slider to the inside. He can't quite clear. He's going to shut the door at Holder. Holder goes back to the inside. He's going to sail it side by side. 2 to go.
Coming down at a corner number 2, this time by, it's going to be Audie with the race lead, battling for 2nd back there. 44 is going to come around and take the white flag. This time by, they're still battling back there for 2nd.
What a tale of the extremes from the beginning to the race to the end of the race. You see a guy get the pole, you see a guy spin out on lap number 1, goes to the back of the pack. We saw him just trudge through the field, playing catch-up this entire race. He played catch-up at the very end of the race, and that's where it paid off. He got the lead with 2 to go, and he led the 2 most important laps of the race. Robbie Audi wins round number 2 DRS at Iowa.
Unbelievable.
Wow. I don't have anything else to say.
That is the closest racing at Iowa that I've seen in my years at iRacing, and I am flabbergasted.
I didn't think my voice got that high.
I didn't either. It was the first time I heard it.
But we give again. I lied. I thought he led 2 laps. He led 3 laps. So make sure he got that extra credit for that 1 extra lap. Robbie Audi getting it here tonight. So again, we're going to give him our congratulations in that number 44 machine, and we'll watch him as he burns it down here. Well, presumably doing his burnouts here at Iowa. And while he does that, let's give you the final rundown of results here at Iowa Speedway. Obviously, with the first to last to last to first performance for Robbie Audi here tonight, he gets himself the win and will get to take the trophy home. It's going to be Brandon Holder with the 2nd, Adam Jocelyn in 3rd, Cody Brinson in 4th. With that contact, Jake Matheson is going to have to settle for a 5th, Brad Neer in 6th, Ryan Campbell in 7th, Ryan Matthews in 8th, Perry Snelson, and Frank Morales kind of gets himself back into the top 10.
Finishing in that 11th position is going to be Rob Slider. Dustin Slider finishing 12th. 13th is going to be Grant Brown. Tyler Justice finishing 14th. 15th is Tyler King. Doc Stout finishing 16th. 17th is Devin Morgan. 18th is Alex Bailey. And 19th is going to be Brent Keith. And rounding out the top 20 is Blake Neer. Corey?
Rounding out your field here tonight, Doug Lemons in 21st, Mark Love in 22nd, John Houston in 23rd, Ryan Blanchard in 24th, and Gabe Wood, with problems earlier in the race, retires for the 25th place position. So I think we've got these guys ready for interviews here tonight, and it's going to be Robbie Audi with the win, Brandon Holder in 2nd, and Adam Jocelyn with the 3rd, and fresh off the victory, I think Brandon has caught up with the number 44 of Robbie Audi.
Yeah, down here in Victory Lane with the victorious 44. Robbie, how you feeling?
I'm shocked we won. You know, we thought we were going to be a mid-pack team, and we were really fast today.
You had that incident on lap 1 out of turn 4, Calamity Corner tonight, and you managed to come back up through the field. You come home with a win. Man, tell us about the transition to the track and how it was from the beginning of the race to the end.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the race, we were really fast. I really feel like we had a lot more speed. The car was going away from us. It was just in the setup at the end. We were too loose on the short run, too tight on the long run. But, we got lucky. These day and night transitions are really going to change up who's running in the front during the race. So.
Yeah, day to night race. It is absolutely amazing. You came back up there. Tell us about those last 5 laps. What was going through your head? What were you seeing out the windshield?
I was just going for it, we were our best corner, once the lights came on and the sun went down, was turn 3. I was the best car in turn 3. I could drive it in deep, and that car was not going to go up the track. So I knew, I was going to, I thought my teammate had it won, but I was going to try, get in the top 3. That was my goal. We're talking about with my crew chief and spotter, but I'm just thrilled for this team.
Yeah, good win tonight, Robbie. Is there anyone that you'd like to thank, give a shout out to?
Yeah, I got to thank Sim Graphic for being on this car. Chris Lewis back at TI Racing for putting me in this car. I got to thank Andrew Singleton, crew chief, and John Houston for spotting after he got wrecked out. Connor Ozeski, he's a great car builder. Hopefully he can build some more good setups. And, Mark Love for being here with me since day 1.
Awesome job, everybody. Your winner on the night. Thanks, Robbie.
Thanks, bud.
Corey, I believe you have caught up with our second placement, Brandon Holder.
All right, Brandon, you fought up there and you had a chance. You were battling for laps and laps on that last couple runs there for a chance at the win, and could never quite get by, but you had a lot of action through the course of this race. So how do you wrap up your 150 laps here tonight?
Well, the results, pretty close to what we wanted. Race was a little bit rough. It's the start of a series, and there's a little too much caution, but we'll get it ironed out and get to running better for real.
Yeah, so over the course of the night, obviously with the day-night transitions and the race under the lights, we saw turn 4. We were calling it Calamity Corner all night. Everybody got loose. Saw at least 10 trucks go around over the course of the night. What was it about that corner, and did you have any problems in it yourself?
Yeah, I spun out there once. Man, I don't know. I come up off the corner. I was, pretty much on the straightaway, and it just snapped on me. So I'm not sure what the situation was. Hadn't had it all week in practice, so I don't know.
Yeah, obviously it was a difficult situation, but as you got through it, you managed to get yourself up there at the end. And then just talk about the battle in there with the 21 at the end. You took a couple good stabs at it, didn't quite work out, but what was the battle like from behind the cockpit of the number 5 at the end?
Well, I think when the 112 got in the wall, the 21 may had a little bit of damage, so I thought I had a little more speed at the end of the straightaway, and I dove in there a little too hard and kind of got into him and pushed him up the track there, and I hate to race like that, and but anyway, Audi had better tires, I believe, and he came up there and just blew by us, so good run all in all.
Yeah, good run indeed. A second place finish for Glove Box guys, starting the season off pretty good after the result last week at Daytona for you guys as a team. So given that, anyone you want to give a thanks or a shout out to for tonight's solid second place finish?
Oh yeah, I got to thank Brent Keith for putting the team on, and Brad Neer and Ryan Campbell, Doug Lemons and Doc Stout, Paris Nelson. Everybody has a hand in this, and it's a fun team event, and we appreciate all the help.
All right. Congrats again, brother, and hopefully we'll be talking to you in the future.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
And Brandon has caught up with our third place finisher of Adam Jocelyn.
Yeah, down here with Adam Jocelyn. And Adam, you had a solid third place finish tonight. How'd the truck feel?
Oh, man. The truck was awesome. I'll say that.
We saw you fighting up towards the front kind of at the end of this event here, and honestly, we didn't know where you came from. So the truck kind of come in there towards the end as the track cooled off there in the nighttime.
Yeah, I set the truck up to be kind of freer, and I think I went the wrong way on the adjustments when I started the race, and then I realized what I did, and I could tell on that first 20 lap run we had in the beginning of the race that the truck was really quick after I went from 13th to 6th, but I went backwards on the other direction and fixed it by the end of the race, and it was strong.
Tell us a little bit how the track changed from the daytime to the nighttime from a driver's perspective.
It was a little freer when the race started, but because the sun's beating on it, it was a little warmer, but once the sun went down, it just kept going down on the spring perch, getting the truck freer, because the track was tightening up.
I'm really curious, Adam, those last 5 laps or so, what was going through your head? What were you seeing out the windshield?
Well, I knew I'm subbing for Jimmy tonight, and I just didn't want to wreck the truck. I wanted to get a good point, so clearly I was trying to win it. I saw the 44 there behind me had tires, I think, and I knew I was probably in trouble, and my teammate was in front of me, and I was just going to see what was going to happen in front of me.
You come home with a solid finish tonight, and, I'd hire you as a sub. That was a pretty good finish for that machine. Is there anyone that you'd like to shout out to tonight?
Yeah, thanks for Jimmy for letting me drive it, and Grant for picking me to be in it tonight, and Patriot Media for Franchise Mafia.
Awesome job tonight. Adam, congrats on your podium finish.
Thank you.
All right, so that is the post-race show. Talk to the top 3 finishers here tonight. Now it's time to wind down here the broadcast for PTR TV. Of course, want to give everybody a shout out who watched live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and of course, if you don't like us on Facebook, please hit that thumbs up. If you don't subscribe to us on YouTube, please hit that button below the video. Help us out, help the league out, and it just makes everybody happy. So if you don't mind doing that, obviously that's a good thing. Quick shout out to our channel sponsors here on the PTR TV side of things, Air Movement and Fabrications. Brandon will fix this logo on his own benefit for Krutz Custom Graphics, which is now
it is Fame Motorsports. Ladies and gentlemen, I plan on doing a lot for this channel with this company. Fame Motorsports, your one-stop shop for everything about racing. Custom hats, shirts, stickers, wraps, social media management, and much more. Fame Motorsports is truly your one-stop shop for everything about racing. Check us out on social media and join the movement by using hashtag FameNation, or check us out at our website at famemotorsports.com. Again, that's famemotorsports.com.
That was not scripted at all, was it?
No, actually, that one was.
Yeah. And of course, couldn't do anything without iRacing, the simulator, the original esport racing game, iRacing.com. Get yourself subscribed if you are not already done so. So this is the Dreamer Racing Series. It was round number 2 at the Iowa Speedway. Congrats to Robbie Audi on a last to first performance he ended up pulling off here tonight, leading 3 laps, but on lap 1 got himself through the field, took the lead in the waning laps of the race. So congrats to him. Make sure you stay tuned tomorrow night for the Red Sox Racing League, again live on YouTube and on Facebook, and then stay tuned Wednesday nights here on the channel, more Dreamer Racing Series. It's Corey Silva and Brandon Krutz signing out of the booth. Have a great night, everyone, and we'll catch you next time.
Have a great night. Catch you next time.